Okay. All right. Welcome back to the Different Spectrums podcast. If you haven't listened to our show before, we have conversations around mental health and just a little bit of humor.
So you best listen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And very black of him. We also love to help people understand, identify, and normalize their emotions from movies and shows, specifically certain scenes. You've probably already watched these movies and shows, but we're going to use a different perspective, and one could say a different spectrum.
Whoa.
Squirtle's having a seizure.
What's going on?
Yeah. And with that, I am your co-host for the show, Spencer. We are joined today with the lovely. She's a mental health practitioner. She's moving her way on up on the mental health ladder.
She's a queen.
Yes, exactly.
All right. It's Dominique.
Hi.
Yay. And of course, we have our regular co-host, our licensed clinical therapist. He has no chin, so I don't know why he's doing that. There it is. Yep. It looks like a blowfish, but bigger. I don't know. It's Nazir, everybody.
I seen a pufferfish the other day get stuck on the beach, and I was supposed to tag you and say it looks like me, but I forgot.
Well, I'm glad to remind you of that.
Nice to meet everyone. I'm a therapist. I do my thing. Yep, I'm actually a real life human.
I'm pretty great, aren't I?
I know some stuff about mental stuff.
Some stuff about things. Yep.
Come to mentals. I fix your mentals.
And with that, we are doing a scene today from the movie Any Given Sunday, featuring Al Pacino.
Not Tuesday. Sunday.
This scene is all about losing your mind, which I'm about to do in about 5 seconds. It's about a football player who's on the
Mind lost.
It's all about a football player who is on his last leg, as they like to say. But he's trying to still give it his all. And he probably shouldn't be doing that, but you know what? He does it anyways, because, hey,
money
football
talks.
Yep, and that also.
If he stays playing the game, I forgot to tell you, and he gets another tackle, he gets $1 million signing bonus. He's got a lot of kids and a wife to. Yeah,
I'd play too.
He's on the end of his career, and it's. There
you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what, Nazir? Anything you want to say before we get into that?
Like I said,
you know the movie better than I do.
Oh yeah, no, I mean a lot of us grew up in this. Anyone that was deep into football loves this movie. It's a very long movie with Al Pacino, and Jamie Foxx is the star. Jamie Foxx is the quarterback, and it's pretty much about his journey being a quarterback, being a black quarterback in the league, and then Al Pacino being an old coach on his way out, on his last leg. So we're going to talk about LT's character, Shark, and we're going to get into that. So as much appreciated, much love for everyone that follows us. We're shooting for that 7,000 people by January 1st, folks. We're going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep saying this. 7,000. Keep sharing. The more you share and the more you actually just if you just simply hit a double tap on Instagram, it literally sends it out to so many people. I have no idea what he's doing. So continue to do that. If you want to, you can dabble in the podcast, but please help us out. And after that, let's get into the scene. Let's check it out. Let's watch some foosball.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
There it is.
Coach, it's 4th and 1. We need a timeout.
It's like Dallas is going for it.
He is going for the victory now, not a tie.
Here we go now. One time.
This is the game, Tug. If Miami can hold him here, Willie Beeman will have one last chance.
This is where the famous rubber meets the famous road.
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down! Sit down! Be proud! God damn it. Listen, guys, y'all gonna make this play.
All stands between us and Minnesota is one fucking
guys have
yard.
no respect for us,
Daylight,
none
all right?
whatsoever.
Shark flat on his ass.
Everything we done fought for is on the line right here, right now. This is the last damn play. No respect whatsoever. Be proud! Right.
This is my power song that is taking me to the edge. This is wild guitar and tree. I am dancing underneath you.
Looks like a man's down there at the line of scrimmage. Loser Shark Levy.
You know, up until now, he's been the heart and soul of this defense, Tug. Let's hope he's okay.
Stabilize this game. Shark! Shark, can you hear me? Check his hands. I don't know, Coach. What does that mean? Is he breathing? Talk to me. Let's get the ambulance out here!
Talk to me, Shark. Shark, come on. Shark. Shark.
Come on, let's get that board over here.
Talk to me, man. Shark. That's how it starts.
Let's go, guys. Clear the way.
My baby.
Coach.
Oh, oh.
Stop.
Oh, you stopped them cold, goddammit. Look at that.
Major bonus, baby. $1 million.
Look at those beautiful fingers.
1, 2, 3, roll. One, two, three.
Don't you guys drive me. I'm worth $1 million.
All right. And we're back. So,
Can I
Dom,
get a Don, can I get a I'm worth $1 million?
From me,
But you gotta say it like him.
I'm worth $1 million.
inside her brain just
Spence, can I get a I'm worth $1 million?
nope, gotta get a concussion to do that. Sorry.
Come on, I did it.
I'm with $1 million.
Thank you, Colin.
That's actually what he said. Like in his head, he said, I'm worth $1 million, but what they hear is,
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
We're really on
like,
one.
what did he say? What?
Oh.
We are. They're off. Just keep them off. I don't even. just-
All right. Sorry to cut you off, Spence. Dom.
No.
Yeah, I'm started now. Look what you did.
All right, Dom. So for somebody who doesn't watch football that much, who's it's going to be a new thing for you to learn, right? New thing. How do you feel about the scene?
I was stressed.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like, I don't know. I would go to some. That was a lie. I would just go to the homecoming football games. I wouldn't go to any other ones.
Yeah.
And like, I'll watch the Super Bowl, and if you want to watch football, I'll watch it with you. But other than that, yeah, no. So, um, it was stressful because I saw the impact of his head hitting the other guy's shoulder / his helmet, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
He's down for the count. That's it. Also, I was very confused. I thought it was going to be Jamie Foxx who was the one getting the concussion. I didn't realize there was a different player. I was
LT.
That's the famous linebacker I told you about who played as the yep.
He was also in Waterboy. He was in Waterboy too. Yeah.
Anyways,
I thought he's in Waterboy. Damn, I thought it was the Little Giants. So he was in Waterboy. I was googling the wrong
He
thing.
might have been
today.
in both, honestly.
Might have been. I don't know. Continue, Dom.
oh yeah, just stressed initially, and it's kind of sad that he has to risk his life in order to make sure he's financially sound. Whether it's like it was for him and his family, like the girl up in the stands. So it's pretty sad that he has to like risk being concussed and or paralyzed to be like, you know what, I'm the breadwinner, gotta put food on the table, here we go. So I feel like we could also get into like a whole thing about not having opportunities in the Black community, other communities, and like all Black people are seen as like good at sports, you know. That could also be like a whole topic as well.
Valid.
True.
Valid. Spencer, what you thinking about?
First off, I didn't know the great Jim Brown was in there.
He's the coach.
Gotta love Jim Brown. He's like pioneer in just not only sports but also in just the Black community as well.
Civil rights.
Just civil rights. He was with there with Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Yep.
all of them. Great. But yeah, I'm lucky enough to where in my football career I never got anything that was close to that. Because yeah, it's just a scary thing, right? It's just, especially if you have nothing else to fall back on, it's so scary. Because once you lose, it's like if you lose your mind and your body, like that's a scary thought, man. Scary thought. Yeah, that was my main thing, was just like anytime you watch any of these football movies, it's just always putting their bodies on the line. And just, I was lucky enough. I got injured, but I never got like concussed to that point where it was like he's down for the count, right? So
yeah, it's intense, man. You know, he's like the old head on the team, right? Getting ready to retire. You know, his body's giving out. They're injecting him with all this stuff to get him to play, cortisone shots, Vicodin, opiates, all of it to get him to play. They're clearing him on concussion tests, but they know they're not supposed to be clearing him. He can't track nothing. They're like, hey man, he's like, hey man, I need this money now. And then the doctor that went out there, he's like, I can't do this, man. You can't play. He's like, come on, man. Just give me the shot. Give me the shot. I gotta make this money, man. Give me the shot. Shoot him up, goes out and plays. And then he makes that hit. And everyone's like, damn, because everyone knows that he's not healthy. But they're trying to make the playoffs. They got a good team. And he takes a massive hit. Goes unconscious. Al Pacino, and the way the cinematography, how they're moving in and out and things, the crowd's rocking and roaring, right? The Colt camera's never really sturdy and stable throughout that thing. Then they got Al Pacino. You can hear him whispering, come on, Shark. Come on, Shark. Wake up, Shark. And he goes, this is how it starts. He's talking about life and like death and all that thing and the end of his coaching career. Then you see him looking up into the stars, right? Probably praying to God, come on, man, don't let my guy die. Then he wakes up, coach, should we stop him? We wait, because he's at the end of the day, he's a competitor, he's an athlete. You stopped him out cold, man. And then they pick him up. Don't you drop me. I'm worth $1 million. And he's just so happy, man. He provided for his family. He sacrificed. And to
Right.
know that all that, he was already damaged goods before that hit. After the hit, it's pretty much the same thing. You just got an extra $1 million.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And you've seen all the
Right.
kids that they got in there. So, why do I want to talk about this scene? It's a very emotional scene. The cinematography and the music and the reactions from people's faces. Al Pacino doing his thing, man. You know, it's a high tense thing, right? A lot of heart pounding stuff for a lot of athletes. But it's a very good descriptor on what athletes go through. They damage their bodies, their minds, their souls to get a scholarship. In the pros, they're giving and sacrificing up their body, knowing that it's going to shave anywhere from 5 to 20 years off of their life. That's intense. To know that if you make it to the pros, you're going to die 20 years sooner. There's a chance that you're going to have CTE and brain damage and dementia. There's a chance that you may kill yourself and your wife or kids because of traumatic brain injuries. Fuck, is that worth it? Every athlete I've ever talked to says yes. If they can sign a deal and make some good money and pay for some stuff, it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you don't make the money, homie? Now you're just going to live with the brain damage and then you just ain't got no money?
Mm-hmm.
So we all make sacrifices. Some of them aren't that detrimental, but we all make sacrifices, man. We've talked about it a lot on this podcast. But some of them can be very toxic, but you can't really get away from the toxicity because it keeps bringing you back in. So like really shitty relationships, could be drugs, could be alcohol, could be procrastination cycles where we just can't get away from it. And a lot of the times we think it's beneficial, these negative cycles that we get in, but it's usually not. He got his $1 million, thank God.
Yeah.
I just like saying it because he's just so happy.
Right.
He's just so happy. And so I'll end up repeating it in my autistic mind all the time.
Really?
Oh, after I completed a task and I just went through hell, or I just did a hell of a good workout, or like me and Spencer balling and I can't feel my legs, I'm worth $1 million.
That's fine. Yeah.
You pay attention to me when I'm mumbling off in the space somewhere? What's he talking about? Oh, you worth $1 million.
I'll pay attention.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll see.
Yep. I just be mumbling stuff.
Live and direct.
Yep. We live. We hot. I don't really know how to relate this to a lot of stuff other than what I already said.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just a very emotional scene, and it's a good representation of athletes. A lot of us therapists are going to be working with athletes. It's like 50% of collegiate folk, people that go to college, were competitive in some sport.
Right.
50% of folks that are going into school were competitive in some sport. So you should know some stuff about athletes. About exercise, regimen, diet, militant in your like things that you're doing. Practice makes permanent, not perfect. Like you can use sports to relate things a lot in therapy. So that's why I love this scene. I love LT there because he's like the old head. We're going to get into the famous speech. If you Google the famous speeches in sports movie history, it'll come up with this is one of the one or two. When Al Pacino's like talking about just digging in and winning, he gives the speech right before the game. We will chop that up in a coming pod. Not this one, but a coming one. Have y'all ever sacrificed? Put your body, your mind, your soul in life's danger? We all have.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you quantify as dangerous.
Yeah, when I was in gymnastics, for sure.
You ever get to twisties?
No, I did not, thankfully. I wasn't twisting as much as Simone Biles was. My twists were way more minimal. Only like either once around or just like half. She was doing a lot. So no. But I definitely competed with injuries before. I still have like lower back issues, so I have to figure out different ways to squat because sometimes when I do back squat, it's just like extra pressure on my lower back.
Fine.
Yep. But yeah, definitely with that. I remember I think it was at a meet. I was competing beam and I was getting ready to dismount. And so I was standing at the edge, at the very end of the beam, and I was going to do like a little back tuck off of it. And when you do it, you're supposed to get the height and get the distance so you don't hit your head. I had the height, I didn't have the distance, and I hit my head real good, but I still stuck the landing, and I was like, I need to go. I hit my head, I saluted, and then I left.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was a million daddies.
It was a hard hit. I've hit my head a couple times. I actually like landed directly on my head once. The trainer
I'm
was
so surprised because your head is so, it's just so heavy. It just, seriously, I've hit her head and I was like,
dramatic.
It looks like a normal shaped head.
it's heavy.
Apparently it's heavy. I can't confirm. I have a weak neck.
It's
so
just
like
dense.
Thick.
Yeah, I guess that's what Spencer tells me.
Because it's not like it. Like you can tell my head is too big for my body.
No, what? You're so hard on yourself.
Like,
Squirtle.
like you can see.
I think my head's just like heavy, is what Spencer says. It's just like heavy. So I don't think it's like
Just
physically
like a
big, but
thick
just like
skull.
it's just like dense, and it's just got like a lot of weight behind it. Apparently, I can see you.
It hurts. Like I'm like, did you not feel that? She's like, nah.
Well, this brings up a good
Usually
point.
I'm like, are you okay? He's like, no. I'm like, well.
About these dense heads. Now I know why you're both hard-headed. You're stubborn. Motherfucker.
I feel like
Thanks for relating that to that.
Sorry.
You're more stubborn than I am, I think. So.
Oh, Spence? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can get them motherfucker
Okay, you
eaters.
say that, but you're like, no, I don't want to do this.
Who are you talking about? Me or
You
not?
fool!
He ain't talking to me. Yeah. I'm down for mostly anything.
Ain't in my bed.
This will be it. I don't know that. I don't know what you guys do exactly. Look at those side eyes.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
To
I don't know what happened in Michigan.
land a plane.
Okay.
I don't forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so a
Exactly.
good question to ask for therapists. Hopefully they do this. Is traumatic head injuries can play a role in depression and anxiety and anger, bipolar disorder, personality changes, specifically hits to the sides of the temporal lobes, sides of the head. That's usually a question that we like to ask with anyone that's having any anger, volatility, bipolar-like issues, not sleeping like super well, being more manic. I mean, right? They'll be like, "Well, I was fine, then I got my head hit. Now I'm like different." And I'm like, "Oh, it makes sense." You'd be surprised, man. I've had a lot of folks get hit in soccer and hockey and basketball. They'll take a header, and bro, things are weird for a while, moody for a while. That's why, like when Tua got hit, the quarterback from Miami got hit, and then he's like playing 2 weeks later. And I'm like, bro, most of my hockey kids in college are like dead for like a month.
Dang.
Like they can't even read for like a month.
Yeah, he still shouldn't be playing.
Oh
but
yeah, there's no way.
it's fine.
There's no way that he's not like having massive migraines and like, yeah, there's no way.
Just take more pills; it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just like Shark. Get this
That's
signing
terrible.
bonus. So it's a good question to keep in mind. I've had students that thought they were like ADD and stuff like that, and it turns out they'll have like a head injury. So that'll explain some of the ADHD issues that they're having. And so you got to be careful on what you recommend for medications based on some of the different medical issues or neurology, because some pills will work better for others. Or if there's any brain injuries, then there's some pills that are better for temporal lobe damage. When you're asking for like antidepressants, things to keep in mind with head injuries. Also, there could be a lot of comprehension issues. Be very cautious about their now new disability, about the lighting in your room and the volatility of your voice. Make sure that you're writing the letters of recommendation to get out of some things or into some things throughout school or the athletics. That way the coach is like, "You're making it up." I'm like, nope. They're literally like can't feel their face. So don't be afraid to write these letters, folks. Don't like gatekeep. If the student needs a letter, if the client needs a letter, write the letter saying that there's an issue going on mentally after you get the release of information, obviously. As someone who works a lot with athletes, I've done this many a times. A lot of pride with athletes. A lot of pride. And so you're going to go out like Tua and you're like, hey, I'm fine. Like, motherfucker, we just saw you die.
Yeah.
And then you died again the next week. I mean, there's a lot of pride that we're gonna do it. Shark was very proud, and so that can get you into some trouble sometimes.
And you don't want to let the team down,
The team,
There's
his family.
that pressure too of having the team as well. It's like, oh my gosh, I need to compete or I need to run this play because people are depending on me. Like team, coach, family, everyone. It's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it's very common. So you can relate this now to schoolwork. It's a lot of pressure for a lot of different reasons because of all the different money or people that invested into you. So now if you fuck this up, even though they're loving and supportive, oh my God. It's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pressure. Right? Dom, you said your parents are both smart, right?
I think so, yeah.
They're both smart. So now you got to be smart because they're smart. You got to do all this cool stuff because they did all this cool stuff. And then your friends are doing all this stuff. And you're looking at Instagram and this is what strong, intelligent women are supposed to be. And you're like, oh my God. It's a lot to take in.
Everyone's doing everything, yeah. I think the pressure came more from my cousin who's a little bit older than me, on my dad's side, so my dad's niece. And she was like super smart, did all these great things. And I think I felt the pressure to like be like that because I know my dad was very proud of her. So I was like, oh my gosh, me too. Like I want to do all that stuff. And
I was like, why doesn't he love me?
I wouldn't go that far. Oh.
There's his heart attack. Oh, he's gone.
There he
he's
goes.
back. All right.
But it's just, always seeking approval from the parents academically, not wanting to disappoint, especially because like my dad didn't go to college because he wasn't able to afford it, but he was able to help me afford to go to college. So it's just like that whole thing. I was like, okay, I gotta do that.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. We all carry the baggage, whether it's athletics, academics, right? Our vocations, our religion, and like Christianity, whatever the hell it is. It's just a lot. And we don't want to let people down.
Relationships. There's that too. Pressure in relationships, just like in general.
Nah, it's pretty easy.
Well, for you, that's great.
I feel like it can't be that hard to please Spencer. It's like
No.
talk about his nerdy things every once in a while,
Yeah.
right?
You don't even need to do that. I'll just talk to you about it, and then you just listen. Just shut the fuck up. Let me talk.
You just gotta like.
You see, Iron Man, he had the mech one, and you.
That's it. And Spencer's good. It doesn't take a lot. People are like, I'm sure you're like, oh my God, I gotta do this, and he hates me. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's totally a me thing though. I'm like, I know that, but it just like it still happens.
You're like he's sick of me.
Yeah.
He'll probably tell you if he is. So
Hopefully he'll say it nicer than that. There he goes. That's my cue. Okay. You like a bug.
I had a student that thought they were being funny, and I said something like, "Which way are you going?" or some shit, and they just like slowly went off camera. I'm like, "You think you're funny, don't you? You piece of shit."
That's right. That's right.
They're like, "I got you," and I'm like, "I'm gonna write a letter saying that you smuggled drugs into school," but okay.
Oh my God. I'm not joking.
I see. Gee.
Look at her face.
That's all stone cold.
I love the kid.
Do you?
Yeah, hopefully they rot in prison.
All right, land the plane. Where was it?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff we just got out of the scene.
Yeah.
$1 million. Spence, I'm sorry, brother, but your decrepit knees, they ain't worth $1 million. They worth about 2 pennies put together.
You know what? You should talk. You haven't even had surgery and your ass is still crippled.
Did you tear your ACL too?
Nope. He didn't do shit.
No, I don't do that. I'm good.
He's just old and just.
I'm just
you
fat.
have hip problems every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, my hits, my I've got some issues that need to be worked out and some things that have popped, and I never went to go get like stuff worked on. Never had insurance, so now like everything
your
just messed up.
crepit ass knees. Oh, shut up, bad hips.
It's all bad. It's all kind of bad. Spencer's just kind of salty.
Oh well.
With your flubber ACL.
I got scars. You just have fucking rolls
On my knee?
on your hips. You got roll hips.
Are we fat shaming right now? Is this what we're
Yep.
You sure?
I'm gonna talk shit about my knees. I'm gonna talk shit about
Hell,
your weight,
dusty
asshole.
ass me. Motherfucker ain't got no cartilage in them knees.
Yeah, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Get the fuck out of here.
I got some chicken gizzards we put in there this weekend.
Yeah, you put those in your hips, don't you? Every time I hear a squeak, I'm like, oh, get the chicken. Get the chicken grease.
Man. I'm gonna go to
Anyway.
let me show.
Yeah, keep on going. Fucking,
Land the plane.
I-
Both of you.
Motherfucker, you worth $1 million.
Both of you have
Yeah, motherfucker.
your hips are worth about 5 cents.
Man, hips don't lie now.
Oh, Shakira.
All right, folks.
Sorry. I thought I was hitting something.
No, you did
Hi.
good. I was just paying attention to that squeaky noise I hear.
Yeah, your fucking hips.
My chair?
Spencer's knees.
Yep.
His
See?
ACL.
Yeah,
His ACL screaming, "You leave me alone!"
motherfucker, your ankles, every time you run, it's just like, every time. Just,
Didn't know it was turned into a roast.
yeah.
I'm worth $1 million.
Keep on going. I got
Okay. Take us out, folks.
folks, it's just me. Jesus. All right. Thank you for watching. Whatever this was. I
Chaos.
don't know anymore.
I hope this was
Is it
good.
a podcast? Is it just a roast
I
between
hope it
me
was
and
good
us?
for you because it was good for me.
Ooh. Didn't like
Said that
that.
plenty of times after fucking. A lot of women heard that one.
Oh boy.
He makes it so
Gross.
hard to edit, man. Jesus Christ.
All right, people, please like, subscribe.
They're not sharing this shit.
Comment.
Help!
They're worth $1 million.
I didn't even get to your fucking no neck.